In this movie, we'll learn how to style our text fields by changing the font face, font color, and font size. If you're following along, I'm in Styling.fla in the Chapter 8 folder. Let's click on the first keyframe of our Actions layer and press Option F9 on the Mac, F9 on the PC to open up the Actions panel. Here we have the code we created in the last movie. We created a new text field. We put it on the stage using Add Child. We added some text to the text property, and we modified the width. To style it, we need to do 3 steps. The first step is to create a text format object. To create that object, I'm going to click right before Add Child on line 2 and press Enter a few times, then go up to line 2 so I have some space. Now let's create a new variable called my and then format with capital F. You can call this whatever you want, but since we're only going to have one text format, I'm just going to call it my format. Then type a colon and then text with capital T and format with capital F. Then type space equals space, new, space, text, and then format with a capital F. Open and close parenthesis, and a semicolon. So that's step 1. We create a new variable. The data type is text format. That is equal to a new instance of the text format class. The next step is to specify what our text format will be like, or what the text will look like. Let's press Enter a few times to go down a few lines. And then we'll type our format variable name, so type my and then format with a capital F. Then type a dot. Then type font, space equals space, open quote, and we need to put the font in quotes because the font property accepts a string, so type capital H for Helvetica. If you don't have that font, choose something else with starting with a capital letter. Close quote, and a semicolon. So that's step 2. If you were to test the movie right now, you would not see the text updated. You have to do a third step to apply a styling or to apply a text format to a text field. We have to associate the two. So I'm going to go after we set the width property of our text field on line 8. Press Enter a few times, go down a few lines, and type my text with a capital T dot set text with a capital T and then format with a capital F. Then type an open parenthesis, and inside of the parentheses we need to pass in the format that we want to format our text with. So type my and then format with a capital F. Close the parenthesis and type a semicolon. Now test the movie. And then your text should be styled in Helvetica instead of the default font, which is Times. Just take a note of this. When you're creating a text format, a likely place to make an error is to forget to associate the text format with the text field. Let's modify a few more properties of our text format object. On line 4, after the semicolon, I'm going to press Enter, then type my format with a capital F, dot, and we'll change the color. Space equals space. The color value is actually a number. It is a hexadecimal value, which means a 6-digit value that is RGB. The way that we type hexadecimal values is we start with 0, then an X, and then we type in 6 digits. The digits start at 0, go up to 9. After 9, go from A to F. So 0 is the lowest value, and F is the highest value. The first 2 digits deal with the red value, the second 2 with the green, and the third 2 with the blue. It's RGB. So, if I type FF0000, and they don't have to be capitalized like mine. Your F's can be lowercase, it's okay. And a semicolon, I test the movie, I'll get red text. Let's make a special note here. I said that there were 3 things that you had to get in line to set the styling of text. The first one is to create the text format object. The second one is to set properties. And the third one is to associate it with the text field using set text format. Once you have that set up, you can add as many properties as you'd like. It doesn't matter. That's how we added on the color without having to add a new set text format. Now let's change the font size. And press Enter to go to the next line after color. Type my format with capital F. Dot size, space equals space, then I'm going to type 24, and a semicolon. Let's test the movie now. And it looks like our text field's getting cut off. So if I click it and drag, I can scroll and see that the text exists, but I need to scroll to the right to see it. I don't really want my text field to work like that, so I'm going to close my window. And then we have a few different ways to fix this. We can modify the width and make it wider, but the most effective way to do this would be to set an auto size property of the text field so that the text field will size depending on the text that's in it. So I'm going to line 10 where I define the width of my text field, and I'm going to erase .width and equals 250. And I'm going to replace that with .AutoSize. Now in the last version of Flash in ActionScript 2.0, you set AutoSize to true or false. In ActionScript 3, it works a little bit different. So type space equals space, then type text with capital T, field with a capital F, auto with a capital A, and then size with a capital S, then type a dot, and then let's select left with all capital letters. That means the text field will auto size from the left depending on how much text is inside of it. Type a semicolon, test the movie. There we go. So you can experiment with the text field auto size options if you'd like. But that is how to style a text field using ActionScript.